Buyers and sellers, pay attention. These are the 4 answers that you need to know about the City of Fond du Lac housing market. Today, I'll answer how competitive is it? How fast is it? How quickly are houses selling? What's the situation with the inventory? And affordability. What can you buy for your money right now? All those burning questions that you want the answers to. Looking at these 30 single family homes that sold in April, how much over did they sell for? There's a few that sold around 5K over, but the largest portion sold between 10 and 15K over, and then a few more sold beyond that. So not just how much did they sell over for, but how many sold over. 17 sold over asking price, 7 sold at asking price, and 6 sold under. So that's 80% of homes selling at or above list price. And that is showing that we are in a seller's market. That is an indicator right there. The most active price point where it's common to go over asking price has been in the 300s and below. How fast is the market moving? At what pace are houses selling? Well, for the 30 houses that sold in April, 2/3 of them accepted an offer in about 1 week. A couple took 2 to 3 weeks, and then about 8 of them took 2 to 5 months. But you can see that the majority of them sold within a week. And so that is another indicator of a seller's market. And you're going to hear me continue to say that over and over. So how many houses took price reductions? About 23% of them that sold did, so pretty close to a quarter. That's not very high, so not many of them. That means 77% did not take the price reduction. So again, another indicator of a seller's market. Finally, median days on market was about 43. So that is about a month and a half from the time that a property lists to the time that it closes. And that is the median or the middle of what is going on in our current market. So what's the inventory situation? Because you've probably been hearing for a pretty long time, we have a shortage of houses, a shortage of inventory. Well, 30 houses closed in April, and that is still pretty low. If you go back to 2022, there was 47 that closed in April. So 47 to 30. We're still at a lower closing amount. But the good news is there is some hope. So our current inventory, so current amount of houses on the market, there is 85 of them. And this is more similar to summer of 2022 for the amount of inventory that we had. If you go back and you look at April a year ago, this number was 56. So although there was a similar amount closed in April last year and this year, we are seeing a good amount more inventory now. So 56 last year and 85 this year. That's really exciting. That just means that we have more options for buyers and really sellers who just haven't been able to find the place that they want to get to. That's more options for you too. So that's something to get excited about. Then I want to talk about the ratio between under contract and available. So under contract is about 73% of homes and available is about 27%. So that is another indicator that we are in a seller's market because 3/4 of the homes or so that are on the market are locked down, are under contract, and only about a quarter are available. So indicator of a seller's market. And as you can see in what I've been talking about, it's still important to get into those houses quickly because there's not a ton of them. While it's exciting to see more, it's still not a ton. Next, let's talk affordability. What can your money buy for you? So if you are buying a middle of the road home, a median priced home in Fond du Lac, what does that look like? But before we get there, what is that price point? Well, for April, it was $244K. Also, where's the median home price trending? It's been trending up and it's continued to trend up from the past couple months. So What can you get for this $244K? Well, I pulled a house that sold in April that was pretty close to that. It sold for $248K. This was located at 698 Martin Avenue in the city of Fond du Lac. So if you want to look at that property, you can type it in. But what it was an 1,100 square foot ranch, and it did have some finished basement space. So it was 3 bedrooms on the ranch level, and then there was also a bedroom finished in the basement. It was a 1 bath and it had a 2-car garage. It also looks like from the pictures there was probably one of those extra toilets hanging out in the basement as well. It was on about 1/4 of an acre, built in 1954. I also have the pictures on this slide of the kitchen and bath, so you can see that they have been modernized. But this is what you get in the city of Fond du Lac for median home price. So if you are buying a median priced home, what do the numbers look like for you? What does payment look like? So what I did here is I used 5% down, which is a very typical first time home buyer in that $250 range, what they're putting down. So that's why I used 5% down. Also, let's look at current interest rates. They've been fluctuating, but we've been in the high 6s, the low 7s. So I just pulled 7.2%. And what you can see is a payment of about $1,599, so $1,599. And this is just your principal and your interest. It's also important to understand that you're going to have taxes, insurance, and PMI likely being less than that 20% down. Also, you know, if you do put more down, then your payment will be less and things like that. So just taking a first time home buyer 5% down to 50-ish case scenario. I just walked you through what a middle of the road home is, but I also want to show you for the month of April what is the low and what is the high end. I also have pictures of the 2 kitchens here so you can see them as well. So the low end for April was $110,000 and the high end was $435,000. So first we have 51 South Hickory selling for $110,000. It is a 2-story that was built in 1900. Almost 1,600 square feet. It's semi-modern, some updates. This is a 3-bedroom, 1.5 bath. It does not have a garage, and it has a pretty small yard at 0.08 of an acre. And then let's talk about our higher end home, the 435 at 398 Sweet Flag. This is a 2,000 or so square foot ranch, and then has another about 1,100 square feet finished in the basement. So a lot of finished space to use. It is a ranch and it was built in 2009. It has that early 2000s wood look for the entire interior. It's a 4-bed, 3.5 bath, and it has a 3-car garage on about 4/10 of an acre. So the 4 answers to the questions. The market is competitive. Yes. If a house gets listed, get in there in the first 3 days. How fast is it? It's fast. 2/3 of houses are accepting offers in a week. So a lot of things are moving. Again, there's 1/3 that isn't, but be aware that a lot of them are moving that quickly. What's the inventory situation? We're excited. We're seeing more, so get excited about the summer ahead. And last of all, affordability. What can your money buy for you? You know, you can look at your house and see how it compares to those 3 houses that I talked about, or, you know, what you are maybe looking to buy and what price point you're thinking, you know, where did those fall in that? And hopefully that helps you out a little bit. Thanks for tuning in. And I think this answered 4 questions that you probably were wondering the answers to.